Here. Welcome to Taco Tuesday with Toria. I'm Toria and I am here to talk with you every Tuesday around noon. We will be coming on, I will be coming on, and we'll be sharing with you all of the amazing gifts that I'm here to bring. I love to talk about relationships. I love to talk about living your best life and how living your best life is a skill set. And we're not taught those skills in school. And so I am here to just show up ever more. I have been doing an amazing women's group all last 2020 and opening up to share my message so it can grow and it can get to you. I'm so glad that you're here. And today I want to talk to you. I'm just going to get clear on where I am and all of that jazz. Today's title is allowing what is to be. And I want to talk to you about that. Let's dive right in. You will be hearing from me every Tuesday, and I'm going to be talking with you about a bunch of different things. But today, one of my greatest messages from my heart to you is this. I have found that in my life, I have gone into different spaces of allowing the good parts of me to be seen and shown and, hi, here I am. And the bad parts of me, I try so much to water down, to hide, to not have come about. And the bad parts of me, it could be a way that I'm thinking, a way that I'm feeling. And oftentimes you'll hear me say that our thoughts make us feel different things. So, and sometimes not so good things. So I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about this space of letting what is to be. And we're going to talk about this in the form of polarity, okay? Polarity is when we have an opposite end on each, okay? So like light and dark, these are polarities, okay? Maybe like happiness and sadness, these are polarities. Dr. Demartini, he talks about polarities and that you can never just have one. You can never just always be happy, no matter how amazing of a person that you are. It doesn't work that way. And that we as humans, we go back and forth into this world of polarity. And so as I have seen this picture ever more, I'm starting to allow and welcome aspects of myself that I thought were totally not cool. It's not cool to feel in a bad mood. It's not cool to feel, any type of way. I was just sitting here and I'm thinking, they don't even probably see that I'm dressed. Like I'm in a dress, but I might need to bring the camera down a little bit because I definitely have clothes on. So getting into this a little bit deeper, this space where, I'm in a partnership, I have my fiance, and oftentimes feeling good inside, there's a part of me that wants to hide. There's a part of me that thinks, what in the hell is wrong with me? What am I doing? I need to put my face on. Hi, all is well. Everything's great. But inside, I'm lying. I'm lying because I don't believe that I can truly share my core. So I thought, hey, let's dive in and let's talk about this today so that we can open up our heart space ever more and be free. Be who is here and now. We are ever changing. And so we can wake up and we can feel amazing one day. And we wake up the next day thinking that spurt is going to keep going. And maybe we just feel what I like to call clouds. What happened? And this is just totally, it's okay to feel these feelings. And so I want to take a look at this together. And I want to share with you what I saw in this. I saw that when we allow things to be as they are much easier it's much easier for them to dissipate on their own and or transform in you, as you, and through you. What am I talking about here? I'm talking about when you don't feel good, I'm talking about when you have the clouds, like what I'm talking about, when you have these clouds, it is so important for you to honor yourself, to honor the way that you feel. To honor it is to acknowledge it, is to see it, is to say, hi. As much as I don't want you to be here because I'm afraid that people might judge me, or I'm afraid, as much as I am afraid of you, darkness, clouds, bad mood, whatever, I'm going to allow you to be here because you're here. Now, what does that do? When you allow things to be there because they are relevant, they are right here and now, what gets to happen is things get to transform into your body. So in your body, you have some uncomfortable space. And when you say, hi, uncomfortable space within me, whatever this is this rage, is this, whatever it could be, you say, hey, I see that you're here. I thought I was going to have a great day today, but here you are. And you know what? I'm going to have a great day because I'm no longer going to allow this cloud to keep me from my great day. I don't have to hide and lie that I don't have a cloudy day. So it's okay for you to experience cloudy days. But what I want to share with you is I don't think it's as okay to pretend if we're not okay. Now, there's certain levels, right, of this space, and all of this is within yourself. So when you are tuning in and you may feel the clouds and honoring them and saying, you know what, you can be here for as long as you'd like. Why? Why do we want to say that? Because the only way out of something is to go through it. Does that make sense? The only way out of any emotion is to fully engage with it and to grow through it. We here at Taco Tuesdays with Toria, we here are growing towards our best life. And growing towards our best life means we've got to grow through anything that feels uncomfortable. How do we do that? We do that by acknowledging that it's here. And just like if we had a feather on our skin and we had our senses blocked, like we didn't have a mask on our eyes, okay? If we didn't have a mask, if we had a mask on and we couldn't see, and we are just feeling this feather, like grace our skin, okay? And we are saying, I can feel it. I can feel it. Have all of me, cloudy vibes, or whatever you want to call them, have all of me. If we want to get rid of or transmute into higher frequencies, we have to allow the lower frequencies to shake until they burst. And the shaking might feel uncomfortable, but the burst is orgasmic, okay? It's orgasmic because it takes you into higher frequencies. When we are willing to look at the frequencies that are within us, but that don't feel comfortable, we are growing through. That is how we get out of these spaces. So oftentimes, what's been happening for us is we get caught in a state, so kind of like, hey, there's a storm, there's a thunderstorm in here, and I told my partner we were going to go to the beach today. I got to get this together. Do you know what I'm saying? So you're like, I'm conflicted here. And that is when we have to become our own best friend. We're going to keep talking about this also, being our own best friend. It's like, this is like the hardest friend I've ever had, but I love her so much, and I'm sure that you had that same vibe about yourself. It's like, yeah, I see my growth. I see it happening. And wow, it's kind of intense sometimes. So look through the darkness by growing through it. Just kind of seeing, okay, it looks like it's still going. Yeah, literally, this is my first live stream and I hit the button and I got a little bit worked up because I thought it was going in, but it was taking like a thumbnail picture. So it's like so great. I'm learning the learning curve thing you are going to experience with me as these learning curves just like these clouds, you know, I just need to open up to them, even though inside I might be like, oh, why is this thing not working? Or how do I do this? Get worked up. Well, guess what? I'm growing through something. This is a low frequency of maybe thoughts like, hey, maybe I can't do this, or maybe I have like no ability here at all, like whatever. And just to be able to tune in and to be like, okay, I see you insecurity about being able to use technology, or what am I doing on here, etc. And growing through this. So whenever you are in any state, right? Whether it be cloudy, whether it be sunny, you know, happy, sad, wherever you fall on whatever day, on whatever minute or moment of your life, allowing it to be, allowing what is right here and now to be. And what ends up happening when you do it is it transforms into higher frequency vibrations. And that's what we're all experiencing. We're experiencing energy shifts in our life. And so when you have a cloudy day come up, I want you to take a look and I want you to say to yourself, hey, I got your back, girl. We're going to go through this together. We're going to grow through this together. You can feel this way. And I want to let you remember that these feelings never last. And these feelings, if we embrace them, oh my goodness, if we embrace them, we are going to grow into higher states of consciousness, which, if you didn't know that that's what you want to do, ultimately your soul wants to do that. So, and ultimately that's what's happening. That's what's been happening. And so sometimes you might feel a little bit worked up and overwhelmed. And we are just transforming and we are doing it together. And so when you feel these states, listen up here real quick. This is very important because this is something that I kind of like to do. And I'm realizing I know that it's not all that jazz. What I like to do is try to escape my cloudy space. And we talk about it as like filling it with, you know, drugs or alcohol, or filling it with busy time, or filling it with like going to the movies. And what we're not doing is we are not letting it be. We are not letting what is be. We're saying, oh, I feel you in here and I need to change you. I'm going to call up my girlfriend and see if we can do something right here and now. I got to change this feeling within me. But that's when those feelings, they either don't get transformed into that higher light frequency because we are busying our time in our life, and we're missing that awesome transformation that happens when we let things be, when we let what is to be. And so today, just like if you broke your leg and your doctor wrote you this pass that said, basically stay on the couch and take care of yourself today, okay? If that was the case, you would probably be able to say, hey friend, I can't go on that walk today. You know, I've actually been ordered to relax on the couch and take care of my broken leg. We feel like we can send that message when we have like a slip that says, oh, somebody credible said that that's what I need to do, so I'm going to do that. I am bringing this back into your court. You are your own sovereign being. You are your own doctor. You are your own healer. You are your everything. What does that mean? That means you don't need a little piece of paper that says, I'm going to take it easy because I'm allowing my leg, my broken leg, to heal. You don't need somebody to write that when you're going through your own transformation in your own life. Do you see that? So when you wake up and you were hoping to go to the beach with your loved ones and you notice that there is a thunderstorm, we've got to honor what is. That way, what is can transform. When you allow it, just like the feather gracing your skin, you say, I'm going to feel into what I'm feeling. Holy cow, I woke up. I know there's a thunderstorm and I want to call my friend or I want to get busy. No, no, no. We say, okay, I woke up today. I feel a thunderstorm. I sense a thunderstorm. And now I am going to feel it. Whew, okay. And literally you can just take a moment and you can say, I'm gonna feel this. What does it feel like? What does your thunderstorm feel like? You may not even know, because just recently my eyes have opened up to this space. I didn't really know what my thunderstorms felt like, because I'd either busy myself with cleaning every square inch of this house, or get myself out there and hang out with friends, or whatever it is, to get from what I was experiencing and get it the heck in the back burner. You know how they say the back burner? Yeah, putting it on the back burner. These things don't get to transform. They don't get to transmute in our life as amazing. When you feel your thunderstorm, when you feel your polarity of the darkness, of the cloudy day, I want you to know that the old clouds are leaving and new light energy is coming through. But if you don't allow what is to be in your life, in your experience, in your own experience, then it gets on the back burner and it never gets transformed. But what ends up happening is you'll be experiencing, the thunderstorm will come back up, and you might go with that same habit, getting busy, doing something else, not looking at it. Transform those areas. If we're only willing to feel it, if we're only willing to just check in and say, okay, whoa, this is intensity for sure. I'm going to actually just take a moment right here and I'm going to feel this. Wow. I mean, people can go out and they can go drinking and they can get a nice little buzz and they can get a little vibe, right? We're open to feeling something like that. Well, let's just do something for once, and let's not be scared of what's going on inside of here. You can be in the eye of your own storm. And I know that it might not be that easy. For me, I get a little bit worked up and I'm like, oh, I just want to throw something. I'm not much of a thrower, but that feeling comes, I just want to mess something up, when I'm in that anger space. And what's interesting is all of these ways that the ego wants to fight and scream and delay the transformation. Why? Because when we keep transforming into lighter energy, we're not even going to need the ego. So the ego's holding on for its dear life. And so what we have to do is we have to stand our ground, look at the storm and say, I believe that you are transforming me. I know that if I sit here and I tune into you and I say, have every bit of me, let me feel you completely. When we do that, guess what happens? Transformation happens in your life. Those feelings start to get cleansed. And what ends up happening is you start getting to higher frequencies, better vibrations, and so forth. So let what is here and now, let it be. And what you'll see is when you do that, literally sitting here and letting that feather just touch our skin, boom, full on new vibe, full on new something, a feeling, emotion. If we want out of it, we got to go through it. We got to be willing to feel it. And by feel it, I need to hone this in one more moment. Feel it. What do you mean, Toria? I feel pissed. What do you mean, feel it? Close off your senses. Go inward. What does this anger? What does this rage? What does you fill in the blank? What does this feel like? I'm going to go into a story real quick and then we're going to close it out. There was this experience where I got to feel it. I got to feel it like none other. And I'm about to share it with you because it was my magical moment, which is probably part of the reason why I'm sharing this message with you right here now. About a year and a half ago, I was driving my boss's car. Okay? Driving my boss's car. I took a turn too tight. I've judged people when they have that whole side swiped, I judge people on that because I'm like, how could that even happen? I would think like, okay, maybe like a little bit of a side swipe and then they like pump the brakes, stop the car, like don't keep sliding into that thing. So there I go. There was my judgment on that. Well, I took this corner and all I heard was a little bump. Like, you know, it wasn't like a bump, like a high pitched bump, but there was a little bump. And I thought, dang, did I just hit something? Okay, I put the car in park. I run around to the side of the car. I look at like one area that I thought like maybe it was. And I'm like, oh, great. Like, and then like I zoomed out and I looked at the whole car and I noticed, holy cow, I did that exact thing that I judged. I thought like the world's worst drivers are the ones that do that. But I couldn't believe what the heck I saw. Like, I was so upset. And I literally, like, let's talk about like polarity. Like, I went low vibe. I felt so stupid and I felt so angry with myself. And I felt like I wanted to go crawl into a hole and never allow anybody to see me again. I was literally that just devastated that I did that. And basically what ended up happening was I gave myself the hardest day ever. Like I came home from work and I was crying to my fiance. I was like, when I say I was crying, like I was so, whatever that state is, like deeply like dark. And I remember like it was so bad that like I almost felt like I was on drugs because of how bad I was feeling. Like I was like, oh. And so I was laying there with my head in my hands, bawling my eyes out. And my fiance said this, feel this. What does this feel like? So I in time, which was like the coolest experience I ever had. Literally, it was the coolest experience because what I experienced was I was so deep into this head game, right? I was like, oh, I can't believe it. I feel so stupid. And like, I just almost had this thing come over me and I couldn't see clear. I couldn't see that I was still worthy, even though I sideswiped it. I honestly, like Guinness World Book of Records on like how good of a sideswipe that could ever have been. So tuning in here, I said, okay. And I'm like, I can feel it in my chest and my stomach. And no joke, there were actual bodily like feelings happening, like doing this transformation. And I was telling him, I can feel it here. I can feel it here. And even my tone was kind of changed like that. Ooh, this is how I feel. I can feel this. I can feel something bubbling up in my belly. Okay. What I was finding was I was finding my safety zone. Safety zone as in, oh my gosh, I'm going through something right now. For the first time in my life, I am in a hellstorm and some amazing being said, feel this. Where is it in your body? You can talk to me for another hour about your experience, but where in your body is this expressing itself? So, as I kept tuning in, as I kept naming how I felt, feel like a knife is in my heart, or these things, it was just like so painful, but I was feeling them. And do you know what ended up happening that evening? What ended up happening for me was I was no longer in my shame self again, and I was willing to feel what the heck I was here to feel that day. And so that night, after my head being in my hands, after my partner saying, tell me how you're feeling, when I was able to do that, after that experience, which probably lasted a half hour, and I'll just let you know that that is a short time There are other times that we're transforming and it takes a lot longer. So we just got to be open because again, like we can't get around it. We can't go around it. We can't say, oh, I have this feeling. I'm going to go out with my girlfriend because that was what was on the books. And when I come back, I'm going to feel that out. Like Toria said, I'm going to do that then. Unfortunately, it's kind of like a crying baby. When the baby's hungry and crying, you know, right now is time to feed it. Well, I just fed it an hour ago. Well, it's hungry again. So we have to, instead of going around it, instead of planning around it, we are going to get through it by going through it. How do we go through it? All we got to do is open up our bodily senses, tune into our heart space, and feel. And feel. And then what happens is you will know when you're done. You will know when the transformation has completed itself. Why? Because all of a sudden, you wake back up to a whole new day. And this was in my evening, by the way. But I literally, after it completed, as my amazing partner was laying right here beside me, he said, just feel it. Tell me what it feels like. And I'm telling him what it feels like. And all of a sudden, I was able to open my eyes. And I was like, wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Transformation is what happens when we're willing to grow through something, go through something. And if you don't think that you know how to do it, all you got to do is sit there, close your eyes, and look within. And you can name to yourself what you're feeling. And your body is so intelligent that it knows what it's doing. And so you can trust that your body is doing everything that it can to transmute that lower energy, especially because of your willingness to look at it, to face it, and to grow through it. I hope this message has served you. I'm going to keep coming on here on Taco Tuesdays with Toria. This is going to be my at like a strict time, and that's what I've been doing. But there's something in me that is fun and join and watch. You guys can always call live chat. You can always send me if there's private messages, literally straight up, like this is like my first Facebook, or not Facebook Live, this is YouTube Live. That's where I'm at today. So you can come and you can send me messages. You can let me know what the heck your storm felt like and how you got through it, with maybe some of these like shares that I shared with you on just literally feeling the feather, you know? But the week, and I just hope to share my heart, share my authentic self. You know, on my Taco Tuesdays with Toria this past 2020, you know, I was talking to the group about, hey, we are here to share our good vibes and the things that we are growing through. And so, yes, I'm on here and share inspirations, positivity, and all that jazz. But I also want to take a look at these thunderstorms together, because it's in the thunderstorms where we have our most amazing growth. And oftentimes, like, we've been wired that those behaviors, those storms, that they're not welcome, that they're not cool, and there's probably something wrong with you if you feel that way. And I don't believe that that's true. And so I'm going to be coming to you and letting you know my thunderstorms, what I've experienced, and how I've transformed them. And also how I let them get on the back burner and just keep recycling in my flow. And I know I don't want that. I more so want to keep growing through and growing towards my best life. And I know that that's what you want to do too, because you're here watching me and we're vibing together. And I love that. So I hope that you send me messages. Let me know that you're here. Let me know how this whole lesson, how this share, how this has landed in your life for your transformation. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you soon.